electric set-top with your navigator unit on a perilous flight to circle the globe at the equator for the first time by either man or woman. They completed 2/3 of the flight, but then suddenly there was nothing.
Here's the rum. Forget the rest. We're foundering, lads. You've blown betwixt the yeasty hills at Hay. How the winds are fair, sir. Well, 'tis a great ship that's called Tribulation, wherein whose wide-webbed invisibility we now do dwell. And I might add, quite miserably. You cannot like sail without strong proof, huh? 200 spirits to be stiff. Enough rum to kill devil. And sailing's begun! Aye. What a vessel. Mark, if you will, her taffrail, where I so drunkenly do, Captain. And foremost, mainmast, poop, deck, and how do you see her anti-magnetic mizzenmast? Now what a mizzenmast should be. Full with steam engines. Far advanced that plain most bird of recent years, man. You know the one. The one they call Mayflower. Nay, no, only by finest technology of our age is Tribulation proper valor. Armored with the copper-coated twin propeller superconducting invisibility screen. Aha! Here! The best darn table floors from the dungeons of London town. Great! Memory and imagination. Commissioned by our right honorable king, Sir Henry Nye Jack. A craft sailor boat to Carolina colony, formerly the Magpie, Virginia. The Lockheed Model Lost Colony Roanoke to sniff out, and our own selves lost in such like hands, huh? Okay! Cool your heads! Ready at the helm! Here's the helmsman. Frosty helmsman though. Helm to the right! Are you aboard? To your right! Are you up there? John! but he was by aliens abducted, then wampum spangled, pot sprinkled. God would tell me wenches, sure as shillings the selvages. They've shanghaied him off the magnet of time, and belayed him with hands of cloud. Howbeit, we must have him back. He's the ancestor to all future rights on Bonham. You see, hard is Catherine Knight, sternest timekeeper of perpetuity, his only kinnical kith and kin, or simply Kate, as they call her, outfitted, numbered in the deepest man springs of earth.
What time?
Still a short distance to go here.
When?
For ye more than 12 score years, for your father and your grandfather, Dan Reich.
Unwound!
5 swords for them.
To the spinning top of time.
Now, will you stop? But here comes your father, the bishop! Come to red by his front mirror, back and back and back again.
Only the birds of the air will be, save the generation of man. And the spirit said, build ye an
Oh, no,
ark
don't, Father.
of spruce pine,
Don't find that
100 cubits pitch by
Don't
50
spring.
by 30 roar.
Oh, don't
and
interrupt
when
the
the
chorus.
heavens burst forth, the ark sat high in the face of the wind.
Harking the snores, he then on to Kennenbell, the mechanic, and on he raced. Well, he's a mute anyway. So, be we up to check to do then, up the red Ivy, and may hop our heads to war in search of our man, John Knight. Ancestors way, and anchors half mast high, fly between times of dark picture days. We ride, wear away, in a machine built for 2 cycles, the arterial abundant, like a penny farm. Falling first some 7 flights, down the bloodline is one Orville light. Newspaper man, come to peddle and battle upon us, his one reckless pleasure.
Pleasure, yes! Praise time! Ladies, automatons, ungentlemen, to fine, pipe people of Chicago, stoke your boilers and wind up your gears. The future is now! Fangled spangled gear of the steam Marcel, and tonight, gay and gyroscopic gear, of the gilded systole wind-up clock. Hey! Was it really 3 years we last crossed paths, huh? The World's Fair, no? Poor President Cleveland got gunned down right here in White City. Oh, well, Ray got yes, by cyborg. We all have our theories. These androids don't believe those cheaper needles. The Dayton Herald, a 2-bit cash penny 8-pump piss pod press. No, you'll want the Evening Item, formerly West Side News. Orville Wright, founder and publisher. My brother, Wilbur, editor and co-founder. Also a Wright Cycle Company, formerly Wright Cycle Exchange, formerly West 3rd, now 2 locations, 22 South Williams, 23 West 2nd, downtown Dayton, Ohio. Closed on Sunday, of course. Our father, the bishop, rose his holy circuitry to town.
The terrible fire was born in the sky. A great war raged in the wings of heaven, and the archangel was down by the devil machines, and even God himself was devoured by
Fire! Yes! So many machines at the fair that year, also show called Hammock Wheel! A high voltage Victorian nightmare on the ride! How do we go get those cars? Godspeed the plow, whirling at time. It all pales to what I'll introduce today. The first innovation of our new product line. Plug into the future fever of shock transportation. A luminiferous ether-fueled contraption. We call it the Pleasure Sider. A cutting-edge diamond frame over 2 equal-sized pneumatic tires. Caster and chain-link drive crankshaft sprocket augment the pedals. To frame the self-oiling hub. See here. You work these pedals up the hillside there. Strip her down. Lather up. Fix the gears. Go chin to your chest. Say, hell to the vortex. Whoa! You'll feel that wind in your hair like a love song, sister. Because the right pleasure cycle
Death cycle.
is the most electro-saint pleasuring device yet invented. You have our summer pledge to keep delivering even more nearsighted, fully endowed apparatuses as the Wheel of Fortune retrocesses. Now, who wants to take it for a spin?
How far will you go? Far? Closer. Farther. Nearer. Closer.
However far we can take it.
What up? Down, hard down. Pterodactyl or albatross. Some swarming insect. Some human hummingbirds in the ground.
My brain is invaded by a tyrant thought, possessed by a waking nightmare. What's the solution? Not one key, but 1,000 keys to unlock 1,000 sealed doors. I'll have to pry my way into the air as if escaping from hell.
Fight it, brother.
Against each other.
Bellowing hot air.
Strong winds from the depths.
Sister machine.
Devil behind the clouds. And what if I could fly? You know, like sweep the sky.
On a broomstick, like, you mean?
Swinging chariot.
Detachable wings.
Magic carpet. Or balsa toy, like what father gave me.
The helicopter.
Made of aluminum.
And rubber bands.
Bamboo strips.
All twisted strands.
Little paper propeller blades covered in gold.
Never. It's been dreamed to death, Wilbur. Disproven to pieces. Ancient fool notion degraded as heaven. Daedalus, Da Vinci, dozens or even more Mercury, all the monsters of history. Mixed blood with the buzzards of Egypt, they got their batteries picked clean. Bicycles, a future now.
The death of me.
Our pleasure.
Consider the feather.
Fuck feathers. You follow an albatross out to sea, you'll wear it around your neck.
What purpose?
You need rest.
No bird soars in a lump.
Not birds, bicycles.
Flying machines.
Impossible.
All starts with wind.
No, check your breath.
From the north.
Don't get started.
And thirst. Subliminal thirst. Also from the northeast.
And then?
There will be madness.
And?
Sand.
And?
More madness.
What?
More sand.
And?
More thirst.
And?
Tribulation.
And?
Red sky.
And?
Dense swarms of robot locusts.
And the West! Oh, prophet! Don't neglect the West!
A greenish reef in the sky.
And what does it run on? This hypothetical heavier than air ship. I hydrogen, helium, horsepower, steam, genetically engineered Pegasus wings.
I'll start with a kind of mobile thing,
Obviously,
attached to strings.
like kites.
They fly beautifully.
We like human kites.
Everyone likes kites.
Burn them all. Put wings on a bicycle right off the cliff.
No lift.
Plug in.
Force control.
Wrist balance.
Counter steering.
Frontal attack.
Park the red star.
Fuse together.
Deliver me of gravity.
Electric leaders with light.
3 hills I have to climb. All dimensions of flight. Pitch. Get the thing off the ground. Yaw. How to steer it side. Roll. Lateral control of the wings. Twist my extremities. My body an axis. And warp either side of me abnormally.
Into a god? What? Whip snap, flutter around, demiurge like, barn swallow style, Red Raptor's heaven?
No. Work myself in those corners I'll never fare in the flying arms at all.
Not part.
I'll soar.
Flying business.
Like an albatross.
Railway.
Flying problem.
Hydrant.
Affliction.
Antediluvian thirst.
A nightmare.
Have a drink.
With the light cannonball, the Sandman is dead. You'll start at once. Design me a biplane with wingtips twisted at different angles to test on Lake Michigan. Too much chlorine? You're right. Coast of Carolina. I need gale force speeds. A mechanical bird flexing its foils to slay this giant windmill, yoking me to the earth. The very soul of gravity.
Another drink.
I'm slaked.
Go ahead.
Oh, thanks.
I'll make it stronger. Half double? No. Double. I insist. Helps you wind down.
It's Wilbur. He's down again.
Typhoid.
Dreaded flying dream disease.
I've solved it. Sidewise, with my mind. You see, controlled. It's warped, my mind. Torsion, contortion. Both sides are uneven. Right, left, fore, aft.
He's drafting an airship.
Need proof to see.
How will it sail?
Clever as ship sails.
Propellers?
Like a windmill.
Clockwise.
Counterclockwise. I want 8.5-foot blades, you got me? Like 2 samurai swords slicing the air in both directions. Double diamond design, like a bike frame.
Basically a flying bicycle of death.
Exactly.
With circular soaring saw like teeth beneath the air.
97-inch diameter.
You could die!
Delicious.
Look at me, Orville. Decommission that man.
Who?
Cannonball.
We cut off Wilbur's hands.
He's feral and speaks too much for a hired man.
He's mute.
In his sleep! He snores up all manner of mutant dreams in his sleep.
You, dear sister. You dream at all? Or only when you're all wound down? What cuckoo thoughts coil between them hovering ears of yours?
Ironclad clock mine.
Oh, only if you heat up and clench.
Hot.
But when you slacken up just so.
No more lists.
And decompress.
No more moorings, no needles, no pins. No silverware worries. I'd rather eat with our hands. No ribs, no tuckers. Drink our own blood in the sands. No tossing, no turning at the bewitching hours. No more preparations. No more time. Quick, switch my batteries. Load them in, line them out, charge them up, then jumpstart them.
Plus or minus.
Minus to minus, plus to plus. To plus, plus, to plus, to plus, to plus. I look for his table. Plus the supper, plus father's coming. Plus the neon altar. Plus the grail cups, communion. Plus the body unleavened, snake oil, skin for the battery acid. Plus the sin. Have another drink. Half double? Devil. Triple. Quadruple.
And milk, water.
He that drinketh drinks the blood of judgment to himself. For it is not the drink that perishes, but the cistern from which it pours. It is not the fire that purges, but the burthen from which it is born. So come together, children. Sacramental union. If God took the grail and gave it his disciples, saying, Wilbur, man, the spring of my loins, hope of our family, drink ye the snake oil of my covenant, that thy fatal fever might break. Dear Catherine, my bitter peacemaker's heart, drink ye the battered acid of my body, that I might turn on my brothers. And you, blush, or whether thin, skin pale, and those chafely are not to partake of the snake oil, nor the battery acid, for you are already wasted. And like the Holy Family's flight into Egypt, you shall cross henceforth into the Devil's Hills of Carolina until the sky is open. As multitudes crossed unseen along the bottoms of oceans, as your fathers crossed with Suntrain into the moonlit wilderness to be shot up, blinking pinball mysteries until the last days. For so it is written.
Amen, Father.
To each our share, Wilbur.
Time is against us.
It's touch and go.
For 1,000 years.
Birds will die out, to be sure.
There's no knowing.
You'll replace them with machines of diving grace. You'll have nothing left to watch then, will you? Lonely and fanatic as father in the desert, without any loose wives to save. The spinning image.
My cross to bear.
There's much to do.
To win control.
Ready your baggage.
Lifting dragons.
Start your high collar.
Dropping, climbing,
Press your buttons.
shifting,
Tie your
thrusting,
black frock.
grumbling, steering.
Preparation.
No, action.
Straighten your tie. Try and clean your overcoat. Hem your trousers at the knee. Deactivate your prosthetic arm. Fix gold coins over your eyes. You must prepare.
Prepare to fly.
Prepare to die.
Back me with then, huh? Oh, come shortly. We're not too far now from Sir Scurvy Raleigh's brick-weeded settlement. That dismal dreaming, revenant. Aye, 117 colonists vanished into thin Everest air. My own crew have soon the same will-o-wisp fate. When all we e'er wanted was just a nice, young virgin. A plot, huh? Virgin plot of contact, huh? Well, just a toucher, uncankered blossomed. Oh, Jordan, right? If I have a mind. No, Jordan. I mistook you my Elton with the same tricky appearance as clay.
Old timer.
Old timer.
Where are we?
Way just offshore. The hills. Where else? I cannot quite say it, can you? Ah! I was drunk on my own kill devil rum. With the secret proof and toxicant, eh? Yeah. Quick penny history. Named for such wondrous visions, eh? Made from West Indian molasses, and then pumped into barrels to be burdened on ships. That on these ill-famed shows, you serve thunder. It's our own fortune's tribulation. And ergo get pilfered by them scavenging vampires, may honor in all these homicide. And hence, the Q double signs, named the very hour of its going. Soon the entire universe will be blanketed in sand. Much like an hourglass, roll it once, roll it again, end over end, and then reverse the whole progress.
Sand over sand.
Aye, but quick, despite free of that thing, away great hill, see, gentle sloping, 7 degrees or so. There is the big lookout black, and suited, 200 hands high, and crescent shaped, like a fallen, fresh clipped, dangling his toenail. No. And westernly, the line sloped, where all the wrong is hidden. You fancy the taste of that good devil on mine?
It's kind of inky, isn't it? A little like a whirlpool.
A fountain potent pendulous spell, and by cycles your sister.
Hey,
Linkage to mechanical Mother Earth.
We need acetylene lamps, hammers, files, spokes, tubes, anemometers, handlebars.
She's missing gears,
rope, shears, soldering iron, muslin, spools.
You see how she throws down? Nothing. And you will pry into that machinery now and then, do you?
oh, aye.
Deeply dismantled. And care all the time it is within her.
Red skies! I told you!
What's our position?
Against the wind.
We're not in Dayton anymore.
No, Kitty Hawk.
Angle of attack?
Approach, you mean?
Oh, aye, iron approach.
You're drunk?
Only vertically.
Good. You'll fly first.
You're sick.
What's wrong with Kate?
Gear loose and stop.
So, wind her.
Where do we start?
Here, atop the lookout hill, girl.
Stop! Struts!
Yes, he's right. Upright struts. It's time to assemble the final touches to our supernatural flying machine. Naturally, Orville has agreed to be our sacrificial crash test zombie. Cannonball, the Bible. Kate, configurations. Span the orbit.
5 to 1, 6 to 1,
Span the width.
3 to 1,
Lift to drag.
9, 9, 3, 9 to 1,
Now, take dictation. 40 feet, 4 inches.
484 inches.
Wingtip to wingtip.
That's wingspan.
Don't contradict me. Where was I?
Brace it.
Ah, yes. All together.
And front spar.
Front rudder for pitch.
Slip it in sideways.
Oh, please. With flexed ribs. Steam, so they curve. Now truss it.
Stay those in the uprights.
Longer skids.
Unvarnished.
Nice.
Muslin for reins.
Close texture.
Tight woven.
Now, cut the sateen.
Here.
Yes, slaughter it.
Hey, how's that? Just slice it.
Left on the port elevator.
Right on the straps.
And spin it around.
Mercurial thing.
Now test every piece of it.
Man, the controls.
I'll sit where?
No. Lie. Prone on the wing.
Like a belly flop.
No head resistance.
That's too dangerous.
It's simple. See? Up and down is jiggle. That's suicidal joystick there. Side to side is move your hips to the cradle, to the cables, to the pulleys, to the wires, zigzagging your wings. Now, a few hundred grains of sand or so might kamikaze your eyes. Don't let it phase your depth perception. Questions? Pause for wind checks. Auspicious. You're with him, aren't you? Him, the Birdman, Bird God, Icarus. Is that him rumbling? Where did you come from? Raging in my stomach.
I am the wind in your weather vane. I am the roses in your chest. Lost colony of Roanoke, lost continent, Atlantis.
No!
Ready?
No.
Yes.
Here.
What?
Now.
Wind speed.
The wind.
Ready?
There's a gust.
Gale force.
Watch the wind.
It's coming.
No, not yet. Wait.
Get the wingtips.
Get him up.
Down slope.
Run forward.
Let go.
Get.
Faster.
Too unstable.
Make it steady.
Cast me loose.
Shift your weight.
Move your hips.
Release.
Now turn. Turn.
Altitude.
Keep going.
30 feet.
Oh, yes.
Higher.
High.
Higher.
Oh. He's flying.
It's flying. I'm flying.
Yes.
How far?
Keep going faster.
500 feet.
Go.
Yes.
600. 700.
Keep it level. He'll fly. Oh, far and away. Amen. A man will fly, Cannonball. But not in my lifetime. In a cold sweat. Failing. In 1,000 years, great Icarus with melted wings, great Orville with broken hip, his blackened body a wreck. My fever. My fault. Make a tunnel is what you'll do to purge myself of this machine, like a wind tunnel to fly through. A crucible, yes? And get me off the ground for good. Power! Oh, yes. I'll need power, and I'll have it. The engine shouldn't be too heavy. Alloy! Aluminum alloy, yes. Strong for the crankcase out of my skull. But what'll you make the shaft from? High carbon steel. Yes, good idea. It'll have a 1.5 quart tank, rubber, rated, slinky radiator. Shake it up, shiver. No fuel pump, no carburetor, no compass mentis, no spark plugs, heavy springs for the valves. Where was I? You prime the cylinders and gravity feed it with a throw knife switch for the current, for the battery, for the magneto, for the flywheel, for the tunnel, for... Oh, yes. I must open the hatch. It's autopilot now. To the tunnel. To the greenish reef. In the sky.
Are we perished? Dreaming.
The wind.
Wind.
It's blowing.
Drink. We need a drink.
Fake wind. On invisible hills.
What hills?
Hill level. And the lost quilt that mother left us in the sand.
Caught fire.
You burned it.
Invisible.
A basket filled with fruit. Green pears, shaped like hourglasses. Go ahead and bite into them. All the sand pours out, shadows over shadows.
What else?
Biscuits?
No.
Bloody ribs.
Oh yeah, that's the right stuff.
Ripe lemons for your skin. Bottles of rum. Like warm milk. The kind that men's bones and bodies hold. Go ahead and have a drink. It spills all over your shirt. And my apron, too.
Oh, fuck.
Our invisible clothes.
No need for them now.
We'll take them all off.
Burn them
tall.
And we can hear the borborygmi of our invisible bellies, and the empty bottles of our invisible picnic roll intangible together down invisible hills, clinking. Clink. Clink.
Clink,
Clink.
clink,
Clink.
clink, clink,
Clink.
clink.
Got yourself all tripped up there, didn't you? All spring-loaded and trigger-happy? Huh? Just look at your eyeballs, man. Look like a goddamn kangaroo. All hopped up on steam and ether. Nah.
gotta keep par where your center is. Otherwise, you take 2 steps, dig. Your own 2 feet aren't under you no more. So, you have some problems with your little non-layer pipe there, huh?
Who knows?
Flies like shit,
Gravity.
like a barn door.
More trouble than it's worth.
You're digging wells, man.
It's the steering.
Oh man, it's the steering. It's your tail. Dig. Your tail is anchored. Sciatic nerve damage, broken leg, fractured rib cage, dislocated pelvis, 3 floating ribs. 1, 2, 3. Concussion. 3rd-degree burns. Think I don't know how it feels? Crashing headlong on the pavement like an idiot. On a motocross rocket-powered sky cycle ready to ramp, spread eagle over a space shuttle booster. There were a couple of mountain lion cages in the mix, box of rattlesnakes. All after losing the last dollar of the dunes, blackjacks, and a shot of carnival. Yeah, I know how it feels, man. Break every bleeding bone in your body, puncture a lung or 2. Ass over elbows, arms, shoulder cape, collarbone, back, wrist watch, helmet, pelvis, hip, and tear your whole goddamn suit off of you. Blood. Yeah, and spill your blood everywhere too. Yeah, that's right. Here, have a taste. Vital fluids. Oh. Kills that devil, don't it? Nothing like a swig of bright red corpuscles. Iron out the roots. What's your blood type, by the way?
AB?
I knew it! Negative RH too? Same as me. It's genetic. Just like I told them West Indian sugar distillers back in the day, I said, you mix a little bit of that antibody-free human AB serum and that devil-loving rum of yours, and oh my lasses! It'll catch on like Satan eating firecrackers in a dry patch. You're a ghost? Premonition, baby.
One of our ancestors.
Or descendant. You know, we're all just little silly putty, ruddy, ovuloid cells circulating in the same system. All blood drunk, star-spangled, pushing, pumping, squeezing, flowing, falling, rising. American dream. We're dead. Far from it. That blood transfusion saved a life. Where are we? Here. Ooh, cratery deep, or sea bottom sleep, fleery future, or maybe the moon. Whatever no man's land where your dreams get a little too high up for you to breathe. Get back to the hills. Hell, hills? They're all around you, man.
Just craters.
What's a crater but a topside down hill? And what's a hill but a crossed up crater? Damn! Don't you know anything? No. You're just a piece of sand in a glass. Fall through that middle passage. Where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna go? You wanna fly, Jack? Where are you gonna go? You're gonna fall into that crater right over there, 11 o'clock. Pick a crater, we got 3 pick rope. And just dig right in. Once you get down in there far enough, I mean, forward to the very depths. Vice versa. Flip side. Head up your ass. Fill it right up. And only then you'll dig yourself really fine. Yeah, Ferdinand, with those buttery blues.
I've been down like plutonium, right bottom and such just more deeper than. Yeah.
Me too.
You're just halfway down now, just more deep now. Deeper and deeper. And now, only now, you're just halfway down. All right.
I didn't say anything.
You were about to.
I wasn't.
I know you're not.
Where did you come from?
You don't remember? When you were a child, self-same, sick and dizzy, and in miserable pain, you lost your arm to infection.
It was an ice skating accident.
And so, from the maw of mangled nerves, and remainder tendons, and lingering bone, and spaghetti blood vessels, of your lost limbs cavity, I sprang.
No. You're a hallucination, that's all. A fantastical sea creature cobbled up by my wobbly nerves. A surrogate for my mother, really. God rest her. How I sat at her bedside
I nursed her.
all night and nursed her, holding, carried her upstairs.
Your thoughts are like telegraph signals I can hear. And the Morse code beeping of every little plaintive electromagnetic spark in your brain case rouses me with its Rubik's Cube mutations.
So what am I thinking now?
Of power. Oh, of patterns. Control. Sustenance.
How?
I hear everything.
Brainwaves?
Heavier than air.
So what's Orville thinking?
Moon dreams.
Cannonball?
Tunnel vision. Nightmares.
Father?
Swimming pools.
He's thinking about swimming pools?
Well, a mirage. It's the desert.
And Kate? What's Kate thinking?
Her mind is a metronome that tick-tocks the two extremes. Right now, she's somewhere in between.
And what about him? Icarus?
Your most burning question.
Yes.
You can be a fantasy too, you know? A legendary creature like him. Wilbur Wright, you too can be a god.
All the weight, and all the pressure, and all the mouth, and Oh, shit. 10,000 years and sitting on top of me. My silly sunken ass. My silly fucking sunken ass. I got blinded on my way up my silly sunken ass. But nobody ever talked about that in their poetry and their literature and all that shit. But my eyes getting burned like my socket by the sun. That's not that. And but talking about my wings, I shouldn't even have those wings. But socket. Now, thing is, I can hear the voice. But no one picked up his rhythm, right? Past the pillar of Hercules. I heard you growing up, Johnny Cabins. That's not saying much, I also heard an unfathomable thing, unborn, blind to blaze. Sound of titanium whale that could scream. Great mystery, come and change the face of water.
Break it down, man.
Let me tell you a little story. Me and my old man, hey, we were springtime, we were in Vegas. He made me some wind. I was a feather and glued it together. Very nice thing, huh? And I said, look,
Said what?
I want to put that on the back. I want to put that on the back and fly.
Yeah.
Dad said, hey man, don't go too far, you know, don't go too close to my son, you know, you're gonna burn out.
Yeah.
But, you know, I took those wings, put them on the back.
Flew.
I went up that aisle, like flipping them flat, and, you know, like some kind of boreal angel, big creature or whatever. My dad, he just flew right on in town to the next bar.
Yeah.
But, you know, I flew too close. I flew too far. Flew too fast. I flew too high. You know, god dang, I wish you could have seen me fly.
Me too.
What star-breaking nights are these, huh? Ah! What bipolar vibe. Indeed. What tempestuous hell is now sweet in the auras. Our accounts are cast into the narrow Hasse's order, huh? And already that air-hearted serum! Our souls possessed in her lack-a-day glow glitter talents. Oh, faces I've seen in the waves of the squall, falling, rising. Soon they see me say Merrow. So many names, and dates, and years, and morrows. Alike, hang on to what you remind. John, right. Dead right. Milton, right. Wilbur, right. On aboard! Well, there is no time enough. Gaining water on the luff. Cry is not the devil of pay in no case. Rising now is that illustrious Wilbur. Weather prophet, huh? Metal appendage. Tunnel fever. Inventor of the great flying cycle, huh? Come to soothsay the dimensions of his own true and blooming death.
Where was I?
Drifting.
Ah, drifting. Yes. Wobbling like lost at sea, is it?
A single grain in a mountain of sand.
And Father? Cannonball, Orville, Kate, who else?
Wilbur Wright. Inventor of the wingworm. Inventor of the front elevator bridge. Inventor of the forward canard.
Ah, yes, Wilbur. I didn't remember my name.
Your pulse rising.
My heart racing.
The wing abiding.
My soul abyssing.
Your fever rising.
Yes, the whim abides.
Pressure maintains.
My body freezing.
104 degrees.
My pressure maintained.
There's no escape.
My nose diving.
The hatch opens.
I can't escape. I'm losing
It's swarming.
the shape of wings to come.
As your way lies,
The locusts in hand.
without a guide.
As which way
A
lies?
window to what could be.
No guide
The
can.
way of the sphinx.
Of the passenger pigeon.
Of the winged lizard.
Forever extinct.
The USS Cyclops.
Lost colony Roanoke.
Capsizing.
Hijacking.
AA Flight 11.
RMS Titanic.
Columbia Shuttle.
Enola Gay.
Carpet bombing.
Till Kingdom Come.
Hindenburg disaster.
Wave challenge.
In steam and ether.
Pan Am 103.
Plunging. Sinking.
Lusitania.
Disintegrating.
Fuels alive.
Day of music die.
Bismarck.
Blitz.
Paper airplane thing.
Wave Spartacus.
Icarus.
Amelia Earhart.
Your dark material.
Disappearing.
Disappearing.
The hatch closes.
Give me a go! No! Go for All hands on deck!
And so direct me!
Every eye will wax wise. Buster! I don't intro, hoist sail!
Yes, I'm moldering!
Every tongue of the scout. Let's sail for the yard flags!
Dreams to dreams!
Every metal will melt. Forward you may higher!
Adams to Adam to Adam!
Every socket wall must go.
Lifting off!
Every heart will pace the air. Roll set! Down for sail.
I'm pitching high!
By the fiery glories of tribulation. All systems go! Oh, good enough. Now pull you bloody bastards! The entire block of creation thus alarmed and burst. And the cannonade of sulfur so shockened the sun that the laser-wadded stars barnstormed over the earth in a gas metal arc of such multitude as rays from the ship welder's rig in the kiln of tribulation. Gated water. Well, plug the holes. Plug it, you scumbags. And a green reef descended over this ultra-modern hell and staggered the flocks of now migrating angels and drowned the devils in their own black blood and cast the planet
itself into a lake of hydrochloric acid and left their fathers to wander the wastelands alone.
Through a tunnel now. Right. Or some kind of tunnel. Soaring like kites. Alternate reality. Cleveland was alive, but instead the next president assassinated. And the world entire split against itself all of twice in our new century. And in this tunnel dream, I'm able to utter things. Angel. And give them meaning. Devil. Breathe inside them. Sister. Forging with fire. Brother. In the smithy of my mind, father, and cleave them together, forefather, like a sorcerer's apprentice, without hesitation, and make all hidden things be. But the power of the tongue turns out too much for me. I get drunk with my untrained ability, and I say things like strut, and alloy, high carbon steel. Such simple things, which are still so astonishing. By the miracle of my naming, they begin to rise against me like belligerent armies, and I realize that this battle cry of words is actually just the sound of me snoring. And I realize, I get that. It's like I'm asleep. And as I start, I can't say, I get it. Floating back, I'm waking, and so I lose the again, and
And now we have truly found her. Sir Wilbur was in high boneyard buried. The bishop just died, some 5 circuits past. And what hours, years, did Kate's clock fix for all at the very strike of 12? But not afore she and Orville fell estranged by ticklish fate. And yet, Orville lived on and on and on. And as the manifold cycles advanced, his injuries and his moods ran hither and thither. And Mary grew quite queer, and vampiric in his last kill devil days. Obsessed as he were with his own dark-headed bloodlines, that commenced to rise and story of Genesis.
Norva Wright was begat by.
Milton Wright.
And Milton Wright begat by.
Dan Wright.
And Dan Wright begat by.
Whoever Wright.
John Wright. Who was not a helmsman at all, as it were, but a captain of one hardship tribulation.
Whoever Wright begat by.
So-and-so, right?
So-and-so. So-and-so begat by.
Star-crossed knight.
Captain John Wright.
Both sunken without generation. And as I discovered such perplex, he grew more. Orville, that is. Orville grew more bedraggled. And he fell nevermore into that old pure devilish flux. Down in the secrets of tarot and numerology, and deciphered not the house past, but his own stranger future. And he traced his lineage not backwards, but forwards.
So Captain John Wright.
Did never begat.
So-and-so, right?
So-and-so.
So-and-so, whoever.
Born bishop.
Did never begat.
Dan Wright.
Never.
Milton.
Never.
Orville.
Himself already cast from the waters of prophecy. Just as old like king was scuttled in the deeper sands of reverie. drawn back from themselves all by such whirlpools of ancestry, raising and falling like the vagaries of glass.
And when the waters fell, they set it down on the hills of Kill Devil, where it lasted like a makeshift island. And a beast of the air was tried to find some sign of earth or heaven elsewhere. But lo, it returned. There was no resting place. And again it was tried, and again it returned, this time with a thumbtack. Or at the very most, a thumb. And again, it was cast forth into the great mechanical dark. And this time, turns not ever, or ever again. For these are the generations.